Let's do a simple problem. So you would do an example. Let's do one. Probably not the example you want though. Get your practice. This is just a big combination of 3.1 put together with that pattern I showed you. Find your way through. We're going to do one problem. If we have a function f of x which is equal to x times e to the x, we find f of the nth derivative. We're just introducing some notation here, y'all. That's the nth derivative. If it's up there in the function with that parenthesis, that's telling us that we have our nth derivative. And we gotta have these conversations because they're coming. We're gonna have to be able to deal with an nth. So, by the nth, it's just some number that we can think of, like what's the 20th derivative of this? What's the 19th? What's the 1002nd derivative of it? For any number, it's basically, can we catch the pattern? We're gonna play a game and we're gonna see, like, is there a pattern that's emerging? And if we find one, we're gonna write it down. And the pattern does emerge. I think your textbook actually has this problem in one way, shape, or form. I think they break it down a couple different ways, but this is kind of a classic. So let's take our function. F of x equal to x times e to the x. We want to take our first derivative. So let's take our first. First over here. Say f prime of x. Well, derivative of the first is 1. So we get 1 times. Leave the second one alone. Now, let's leave the first alone, and let's multiply by the derivative of the second. What this becomes is f prime of x is equal to, factor the e to the x out to the front, and you're going to get e to the x, and what's that, 1 plus x? 1 plus x. All right, cool. So we got our first derivative. Let me change my color up, and let's go take a second derivative. If we're taking these derivatives, we're trying to catch a pattern out of it, right? We want to catch the pattern. So there's an answer. Now let's go see what's f double prime of x. Now I'll jump aside real quick and be like, all right, well, e to the x, and then we got 1 plus x. And let's put their derivatives right down below. Derivative of e to the x, e to the x, derivative of 1 plus x is 1. This is a little shortcut thing. But let's go back to our problem. I'm sorry. So let's leave e to the x alone. And let's multiply by the derivative of the back end this time first. What's the derivative of 1 plus x? 1. E to the x times 1. Plus, now let's take a derivative on e to the x. And now we're going to leave 1 plus x alone. There's the completion of it. Well, let's clean it up just a bit. Actually, nah, let's not do that. What am I doing? Just factor the e to the x out. We're going to get 1 plus, and what's in here? 1 plus x, so this is equal to e to the x times 2 plus x. Anybody have any suspicions as to what this might do? Shit, let's just do it a third time. Let's just do this thing a third time. Let's make sure this pattern is solid. F triple prime of x. So we're going to take a derivative on this. So now I'm just jumping through. I'm going to take a derivative on the first. There's the derivative of e to the x. Boom. And now we're going to write our g. Now let's leave e to the x alone. And we're going to multiply by the derivative of 2 plus x. What's the derivative of 2 plus x? What's the slope of the line? X plus 2. 1. Let's factor that e to the x out to the front. We're going to get 2 plus x plus 1 more. And it's like, oh shit. Now that pattern emerged. That pattern emerged, dude. We want to know the nth? Well, shoot, look at this. Third derivative, there's a 3. Second derivative, there's a 2. First derivative, there's a 1. So we want to talk about what's the nth derivative? Well, shoot, that's e to the x times something plus x, but it's the nth derivative. It's the same freaking number, dude. It's n. It's freaking n. And n is some, I'm going to throw out the notation just to mess with it. This is, the n is an element of maybe the positive integers. Huh? What's that mean? What's that mean? But look at that, integers. You know, positive and negative whole numbers, and I said just positive ones, so oh shoot. A little more than natural numbers because I'm including 0. But, you know. Hey, that's how that one works. I'm going to come back at you with a kind of a notation one. Actually, no, we're going quotient rule next. Maybe in a video or two. We're going to play kind of a challenging game that's going to be tough to do, and it's kind of internet proof. So let's make sure that we get that one. So see you in the next one.